Welcome, everyone, to the Holstein House podcast. I'm the West Virginia woman, Robin, of RobinHolstein.com and Holstein House, where my guests get a great night's sleep at a fair rate plus breakfast. This is a podcast that looks at society and culture issues affecting families in West Virginia and the United States, from food preparation and storage, gardening, home repairs, current events, and more. We'll go around the table and back in 60 minutes or less. So let's hang out and talk a while. Good morning, all y'all. Oh, I caught myself there a minute ago. I don't know if you noticed it, those of you guys on the video. I didn't have the opening screen up when I started the live, so yeah, this is professional broadcasting. That's what this is over here. I am Robin Holstein, and this is the Holstein House broadcast. This is episode number 118, and it's Friday, November the 24th, 2023. And on this episode, we're just going to generically talk about Thanksgiving hangover. Thanksgiving hangover. It's Black Friday in the United States. I know, some of my Canadian friends, they celebrate Thanksgiving a little earlier, I think, because the ice sets in so hard, and it's the last few days that they have that they can get out and before the ice sets in and the snow and the cold. But nah, they just do it different up there. So, but yeah, we're just going to kind of open phone it again as we did the other day. It's been a holiday week for most of the folks here in the United States, and so just about any topic is up for grabs that you want to chat about. Current events, history, even some politics, if you can keep it from getting too upsetting and contentious. So I do want to give a shout out, though. A lot of times I mention that my folks over on the podcasts don't let themselves be known, and it's hard for me. I can see the numbers. I know there's some of you guys who listen to it. I see the different podcast applications that you use, and Fountain FM still is by and large the most used podcast application that's listening and downloading the broadcasts, but there's a few others out there, and a long-time friend from when I started over a year ago, Euphrosynos, is a fellow from I believe Mississippi. And he gave me a message the other day and said that he hadn't been actually listening because he's been face-first in some very serious Bible study. And I appreciate that. I know he is, I don't know how recent, but I know he's a convert to Orthodox Christianity. And I think it's Eastern Orthodox. I won't swear to it. I think it's Eastern Orthodox Christianity. And I know that's been very important to him, and he sent me a message and said that he hadn't been listening to the podcast for a while because of his Bible study, and that he's actually let go of using Fountain. He prefers Podverse it to be a more enjoyable user experience when he does listen to podcast. And he actually gave me, he says, I wanted to give you the Satoshis that I've slowly accumulated, and maybe one day he'd get a chance to come up and visit the BNB, and God bless. And he gave me 11,700 sats. So I can't, I'm very appreciative of that. I really thank you. And Euphrosynos, I wish you well on your Bible study, and I hope you're able to follow your calling. And if you haven't identified that calling, I hope you will soon. I think you're doing wonderful work. And it takes a big man to follow the Lord these days, because these are hard days to do that. So I really wish you well in those studies, and please don't be a stranger. And when you decide, when you're coming up this way to West Virginia, reach out to me privately, and we'll work on your stay. Sometimes, like right now, I have the calendar off, but for special people, I will open that up, and we'll work something out. So love for you to come and stay if you're up this way anytime. Just reach out to me. robinholstein.com, and go to the contacts page and let me know for sure. We'll work something out. Again, I thank you very much. It was very kind of you to do that, and I really appreciate it. Well, like I said, we don't have a lot of scheduled up topics for today, and you're checking my Rumble over here. So we're on Rumble and YouTube and Facebook today. So I was just checking that out. Not a whole lot. We may cut it early a little bit. You can hear my throat's a little thin today. My voice is a little thin again. You know, same old, same old. I don't have any answers yet. It'll be next week. It'll be 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday. I'll go check with the doctor and see what's going on. I got that MRI out of the way, and we'll see what's going on there. So I do have the calendar closed. I do need to, it's post Thanksgiving, and I have some tidying up to do from that. And I need to get my holiday Christmas decorations and a few of those things out in the next couple of days. And I have a lot of stuff that's been let go because the holidays are coming. So we don't have any guests coming right now. I'll have that calendar opened up here in the next week or so. We'll get some more folks in. Black Friday here in the U.S., like I mentioned, it's also a Steely Dan song. And if you've heard that song and you have an opinion on what you think it means, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear from you what you think it might mean. And Steely Dan, I like Steely Dan. I don't listen to him much anymore, but I did pop the lyrics up. I wanted to make sure I get them right. The first four lines are, "When Black Friday comes, I'll stand by the door and catch the gray men when they dive from the 14th floor." But it goes on through and it says some other stuff. So you initially think one thing, but maybe it means something different. So if you've ever heard of that song by Steely Dan, I'd like to know what you think it means, the lyrics. It's always fun. I used to hear, who was it? It could have been a Saturday Night Live sketch. Oh, anyway, they used the phrase chronic lyricosis, meaning the words you think you hear in a song are not the lyrics at all. It's like, oh darn it, I had it right on the tip of my tongue. When John Fogerty sings, "There's a bad moon on the rise," and people misunderstand it to say there's a bathroom on the right, that's an example of chronic lyricosis. And I've suffered from that many times. Some of my very favorite songs. But Steely Dan, I always did love their music. That was just, and I know the history behind the name and stuff, but still, I always did like their music. Alrighty. Medical. So I had an MRI. I told you about that. I did look, you know how a lot anymore the doctors and the hospitals, they have the online records portals that you can log into and read your own records. And sometimes they have stuff in there and sometimes they don't. And of course, they don't all tie in, like CAMC doesn't tie into St. Francis and Thomas, and not everything that not every test that I have with one doctor shows up in all of those records. So you kind of have to go out looking around for them. I did look. The MRI, the guy that reads, the radiology guy that reads the MRIs and gives a report and the doctor looks at the report. I mean, obviously, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know all of the stuff, but I spent a bit of time with it this morning. I got to thinking, I bet that report's on my portal, so I couldn't sleep, so I got up really early again, and I was looking that up. And the MRI, the radiology guy, his report's pretty clear that it's not a fibrosis situation. And he noted a couple of things that apparently are very common with people with their lungs and stuff. But he did note some scarring And the scarring could be results of pneumonias, could be results of viral or bacterial infections, which are pneumonias when they're in the lung, or like if you have surgery on your lungs for whatever reason, or you get a lung puncture, of course, there's scarring. I couldn't really find exactly a good good reason or a good explanation of the scarring that he saw. It didn't apparently isn't a lot, but it is notable. And I'm going to assume it's from pneumonia. I had a lot of pneumonia as a kid, so I guess that could probably be it. Regardless, whatever it is still bothering me. So, but it also was a little confusing, and this is why we need doctors. The the radiologist report said it was definitely not fibrosis, but then the other stuff that he had in there said it was fibrosis. So I don't know if there's different. I don't know if there was a specific word that I missed. I'd spent a lot of time looking stuff up. I didn't take just the first answer, so I don't. I looked at 3 or 4 and 5 different reputable places like the Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic and stuff like that. I didn't just go off to Joe's website and have his generic opinion there. So I'm not really sure yet. Obviously, I still have something going on, and I'm going to get that worked out. I guess some of the other things that showed up that's why he's a doctor, and that's why I'm not. So it didn't really answer my questions, but I don't feel as nervous about it now. So it didn't say significant scarring or significant fibrosis or significant or incredible or unbelievable or holy cow, how's this chick still alive? It didn't say anything like that. So I'll be all right. I mean, you're always worried and always wondering, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. God's got it one way or another. So the inhaler, I'm still using the inhaler, and I will until I'm out of them, and I'll call them and ask them because I think I opened the last one. I actually think I opened the last one tomorrow, the day after. Depends on the dialy thing. I may have to call them next week and see what they want to do because my appointment with him is a week after. I'm going to run out of that inhaler. To see. We'll have to see. Well, I think I was telling you that I got that bike trainer, right? And this thing, wait a minute. Let me hop over here and show you this again. I think I showed you the other day, but I'm going to show you again. Share screen, go to here, do this. So I think you can see this. This is my poor old beat up bike. But this thing that it's connected to down here, I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully you can. That's the bike trainer thingy. And that's what it's sitting on so that I can ride it in the house. And it kind of makes a stationary bike out of the bike I already have. So then pay several thousands of dollars to have the stationary bike. But I was on it today, but I did get the YouTube video that I've been fighting with to get it posted. I did finally get it on YouTube. It's not active yet, so you can't go see it yet, but I'm gonna do that. Hopefully today I'll have that done. It just never would load. It was just, I guess it was a hiccup with the phone because it would sit there and it says it was 95%. It said that like all day. Yesterday, and then so I tried to cancel it and upload it again, and it seemed like it went the second time, and now it's up there twice. So I gotta take it down and get it set up so that it can be wasted. It's kind of long because what you see is you see me open the box. I've already got the box open, but you see me take the trainer out, and you see me dealing with the instructions and stuff that are just really crappy instructions. And it ended up, Mr. Holstein helped me put the bike on the trainer, and it ended up that I didn't need that extra piece. So maybe I do on a different style of tire, but just for my regular bike, I didn't need it. Now I do. It has been suggested that I get the that I get the slick tire and put on the bike. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to find an old used bike, a little bit of nothing, or dig one out from somewhere that I can put a different tire on, because I don't want to take the tire off that bike and then put it back on if I want to take it outside or something. I don't want to have to do that all the time. So if I can get another tire or another bike, a cheap bike, that because you can do the tension from the trainer itself. You don't have to have different speeds on the bike, so it can be a single speed bike, and I can do that tension and make it harder to pedal. So I think that'll be good. Let's see, where did that leave me? So yeah, I got that video up. Oh, yesterday was Thanksgiving in the United States, and I put a post up that it said post up with a picture of Mr. Holstein and myself. That was taken several years ago, and I was thankful that that I had him in in the 25 years since our first date. He has stayed by my side, and how much I love him. And at the beginning of that post, I put, "It's time to make the donuts," because it was like really early in the morning when I put that up there. So many people thought I was actually making donuts, but it was a play on a really old Dunkin' Donuts commercial where they had an old guy getting up every morning before the daylight, and he's like, "Time to make the donuts. It's time to make the donuts. It's time to make the," because they were made way before anybody got up, And so my grandnephew, he messaged me before he come over. They had dinner at their grandma's house, and then they came over here for dessert. And he said, "Do you really have donuts?" I'm like, "No, I don't have donuts." It was so funny. The generational gap on just that single comment was just hysterical. It just was really fun, and it made for some interesting conversation. Well, there's nothing really going on other than when we went to get my bike out of the building it was stored in, there's a massive leak in the roof, and there's a lot of damage, and just roofs just seem to be my thing this year. And Mr. Holstein went early this morning to get some stuff to do a temporary fix on that. It's going to need, it's just going to need a new roof. And it's just so steep, and it's just, the roofs that we have had done are in the $7,000 dollar range, and it's going to be a while before I can get that kind of money put together. So I don't know how we're going to deal with this, but we're going to have to sooner or later. All the more reason to get the other places fixed so that they're income generating and not just sitting there sucking me dry from taxes. So we're going to have to come up with a plan for that. We've got the one rental that we do have that's bringing in that's paying its own way. It's getting a roof. I got to notify the guy. I got to send that out so he can start on it maybe next week and have that done. He said he's got a better crew now, and he thinks he can get it done in a day or so, because it's an uncomplicated roof. So hopefully we'll have that done in the next couple of weeks. And then I'm going to skip a little bit here. The church, I'm going to skip over it for the church. So the church Bible study starts back this week. Lunch and Learn starts back this week. We've got a special guest coming from the West Virginia Division of Rehabilitation Services that's going to be discussing their Visions program. And it's a program for people who are legally blind or actually totally blind, and programs that they have for helps and things for them. It's going to be a really interesting talk. The church roof came in at $20,000, and we don't have it. We don't have $20,000 in our bank account. We have a little over 10. And so I'm going to have to do a really hard push for some for some fundraising. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do it or not. We may be able to get a grant. The grant's going to be awfully close to when the insurance is going to cut us. The guy who's going to do the roof, he's got to get paid. He can't cut us credit. The church, there's no way to leverage anything on that wouldn't be done. Any kind of credit line for the church. That's just not going to happen. So I did create a Give, Send, Go campaign for them, for the church. The campaign is actually live. I haven't shared it out with the church community yet. I'm kind of getting things out of order, but why is that not? It looks like it went down. Trying to share that page. Where won't that page share up? Oh, it's because I have the wrong one highlighted. Duh. So dumb sometimes. So this is the Give, Send, Go page for the church. It's just got some really basic information here on the background about what we're facing. And I don't have anything to give away for it yet. I mean, I don't know how to manage that. I loaded a few pictures. We need at least about $5,000, and that's cutting it close. These are just the Lord's table pictures, and this is I don't know if it'll show it. I don't think it's going to. No, it's not going to let me zoom in on that. This is the organizational statement that's posted in the church of who the officers and stuff were on May 15th, 1921, when they organized the church. And this is just some folks at some of our events. Back to the church again. So that's where I'm at. I really need, there's the link to the Give, Send, Go is in the description. I hope, I'm going to have to double check that and make sure that it got loaded. I did add it kind of late, but you know, if you would, we really need it. We really need it. I mean, I've really worked hard to keep the church open, and I really hate to see that it goes down because of the insurance company and the roof. I don't guess we have to close the church if we lose our insurance. I mean, there's nothing, but it's hard to get insurance when you don't have insurance. So I don't know what we're going to do, but anyway, that's where we're at right now. Doing the best I can. So there's that. There's nothing new really going on, no new projects right now. You know, it is Thanksgiving. I'm going to, I keep saying I'm going to do a video on blah, and then I don't do it because I just don't. There's just too much happening. But I do need to do some videos. I think I'm going to start a series on I have my, I don't know if I have pictures where I can get to them or not. I got my Harvest Guard reusable. Yeah, that's not really the best picture. I can share that with you. I ordered some Harvest Guard reusable canning lids and seals. Let me see. Yeah. So this is them. This the white is the plastic lids, and the red are the seals. I could have gotten red or green of these lids, but I just seen there's no point in that. I didn't think. I mean, it's cute for Christmas, but I'm not going to do that. I got them on a really good sale. They had a half price sale here a while back, and so I ordered them. I haven't used them yet, so I'll be learning. And I thought, well, I could do a series with my steam canner on learning to use them, because you have to You don't put them on as tight initially, like you do a traditional one-use lid, like the traditional ball lids. You put them on a little looser, and then when you take them out of the canner before they cool down, you give them a good little twist. So because the seals are expanding, and you want to crank it down just a tad as it starts to seal, and as that plastic reusable cap that you see there, the white one, gets sucked down as the liquids are cooling and the vacuum is occurring, and it get pulled down. So I'm going to I think I want to do that. I think I'm going to show that to I think, is that yeah, I think it's sorry. Yeah, here's a page of instruction here. Make sure your mason jar is free from damage. Of course, we always do that. Make sure they're clean and the rubber rings have been washed with soap and hot water. The rubber rings are dishwasher safe, but I would never put them in the dishwasher. Put the rubber rings in simmering water. We used to do that with the one-piece lids all the time. I still actually do. I have really hot water. It's not simmering technically, but it's really hot. And I dip them down in for a few minutes to heat that silicone that's on the one-use rings. Fill the jars according to USDA. Wipe them clean. I mean, there's just I'm going to give them a whirl, and I should have enough that if I have a major incident, let's say, if I lose power or something and I have to can stuff really quickly, I should have more than enough to go on all of my jars. I've got quite a few jars, and I'll be looting stuff up if I run into that situation where I can't keep my freezers. Which reminds me, I haven't put that freezer thing in. It's still sitting here. The U-Link or Yo-Link. I don't know how you pronounce it, Yo or U-Link. I got to get that over there, get that set up, and get that taken care of so that I don't have a little less on my brain about them than worrying about it. Sorry, I was reading my notes. Well, and so today we are officially in the Christmas season, and Christmas comes, I don't want to say early, but it does come a little early because we've got for the 5th, yeah, so we have Advent starts on the 3rd, and so it's shorter period for the Advent season, and it's okay now to play Christmas music. It's okay. So we can say for our friends up north in Canada, it's okay. You can start playing your Christmas music now. The last week of November is okay. I haven't started any music today yet. Of course, it's only a little after 10. Was it 10:30? Just about 10:30 here as I'm recording this, so it's a little soon to start my Christmas music. I may do that as I go upstairs on my way over to Dad's. Today is INR day. Fridays are always INR day, and so I need to do that and get that over. I may try. I mentioned this the other day. I did start my account with a different streaming service on the free side for them to see if I like them better. I didn't set this up today with them. I want to play around with it a little bit and do some impromptu stuff while I learn their buttons and bells and whistles and see. I think I'm going to like the other one a little better, although I know StreamYard now. So StreamYard, I may not get it all done in the right order, but I know what's there. So I know how to use StreamYard, even if I don't get everything loaded up on time. So I'm going to try this other one and see how it works and see how well I like it, and decide then whether I'm going to use it or not. I think I may. I think I may. I kind of like what I'm seeing with it. And like I said, I did get the free side of the account set up and was poking around in it the other day, and it looked pretty easy. And a couple of little things that it does that StreamYard doesn't that I might like better. I'm still working on getting the workshops put together for a paywall side of things. I have obviously all of the documents and all of the things, supplies and things from the workshops I've done for the church over the past several months. And I really believe I can put those together. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it. They have to be upstairs. The lighting down here is not conducive. There's not enough table space down here. And this is just not the atmospheres for something like some of them because they deal with food. And if I wanted to do something live, I wouldn't do it down here because again, it's not, you don't want to have any food out down here. This is the dusty old unfinished basement. So I don't want to do that, but I am still working on that. And I'd like to really have that wrapped up by the first of the year. I may really just push to do that at the first of the year and try to get that going and get it behind a paywall. I'm not sure how to do that on the website, how to set up a paywall account for workshops and things, seminars, paid seminars. I need to learn how to do all of those things. So I can get that done. I think I have a couple of I think I have more than a few good ideas for that. It's just getting time to do it. And that's a problem I think we all have, isn't it? All righty, let's see. So, we talked about this the other day. I don't know which day it would be, probably the 19th of December. Make that my Christmas episode. What's that? Today's the 24th, so this is 18, 20, 22, 24. It'd be the 125th episode. Yeah, I think that would work. I'm thinking of doing a giveaway for the downloads I showed you the other day. This one, which is my super meal ideas for tight budgets, this is the one that you can feed your family on $10 a day. And then my everyday upcycle that I would give away, an electronic edition. And then my meals that grandma used to make book that's actually on, it's an ebook altogether, so I don't have it here. It's on Amazon as well. I think I would give those away if you guys are interested in them. And then we'd go from there and see maybe a shirt or two, maybe a couple mugs. I do have a new logo for the Quick Camp for the enamel mugs that I could do that too. So we'll see how that goes. And really, that's probably, we're going to call it a short one today, I think. There's nobody in the wings waiting to comment, which is sad, but understandable, especially today. I was going to make fun of Toolman Tim's little digestive upset. He commented in one of the one of the Telegram work groups that he was having a little bit of upset stomach. How did he say? He said, I had my first sip of bourbon yesterday in 5 weeks, and my stomach's not liking it this morning. And I said, sounds like a little more than a sip. Ask me how I know. So that's a good point. It was more like 3 fingers worth. So hopefully he's gotten over that. It's probably a little gastritis just from obviously not, he's been watching his caloric intake, and he's not having alcohol since he was in Tennessee. And I think it's probably just a little reaction to that, maybe a little too much fun yesterday evening. hopefully that's all it was. And that's why I was saying this is the hangover edition today. A food hangover, alcohol hangover, either way you feel really rotten. But I know a lot of folks had good food yesterday and maybe a little too much good food. And so may have a little bit of a stomach ache or little tummy issue to deal with today and tomorrow maybe. One of the things we was talking about, this particular group is a group for people watching their diets and people getting more into exercise and trying to improve their general overall health. And I wanted to remind them of many years ago, I did actually for several years, I did Weight Watchers, the Weight Watchers program, and paid those fees, but I paid for all of that. I did lose weight because, accountability, but one of the things that we learned doing that was that what you may overeat today, it may not show up on the scales for 2 or 3 days. So some folks were saying that they hadn't gained any weight from eating so much yesterday. And I said, I don't really want to burst your bubble or anything, but be aware it could be 2 or 3 days before that weight actually shows up. So as we struggle to maintain or improve our health and our weight, that's something that we sometimes we have we have higher expectations than maybe we should. The average weight loss is about 2 pounds a week. Anytime you do them, initially when you start a new diet or exercise program, you lose quite a bit of weight initially right away. Then it kind of evens out and it averages over about 2 pounds a week. And however long it took you to gain that weight, it's going to take you that long to lose it. So if you slowly gained weight over a period of years and now you need to lose 25 pounds, it's probably going to take you quite a long time to lose that if it took you that long to gain it. So yeah, you can quick fix it, but one of the things that I know, because I'm living it, you quick fix it and then you're right back to where you were. So I know there's a lot of folks using the shots to help curb their appetites and stuff, but that's kind of, in my opinion, out there with the Dexatrim diet pills and stuff that they used to take back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. You lose it real quick. Of course, those were stimulants. I mean, those were stimulants. And they, suppressed your appetite and speeded up your metabolism and stuff. So you did burn the weight off as soon as you stopped taking them. And they were highly addictive, man. You'd end up having to take more and more to get that sensation of being full. Whew, bad news. But yeah, it can take a long time to lose that weight. So don't be in such a hurry. I know we all want to, but study and do it safely. And I see a lot of people on a lot of fad diets. Some people make them a lifestyle and they can do that. And other people treat them like a quick fix. So they'll fad diet for months and then they'll go off and say, oh, I need to get back on that diet. You didn't change your lifestyle that way. You were just on a diet. So let's be realistic when we do these things and be careful. Be careful not to fall prey to some of the snake oil kind of stuff. But that's what I was doing. I was picking on him a little bit about his little his little tummy issue. I liked him. He was the very first? Was he the second person I ever interviewed? And that was over a year ago. So I don't do very well with interviews, getting people lined up for them anyway. Clearing a couple of things off here. But I need to work on that. That needs to be something I do better about in 2024. Do you have any targeted improvements for 2024 besides the traditional lose weight, get in shape? I did get on that bike trainer this morning for it wasn't quite a half hour because the dogs started moving around like they needed to go out. So I climbed off of it. It was about 28 minutes. The seat I have does not fit the seat I have. The seat on the bike does not fit the seat that I have. And I got to come up with a plan because, it was very uncomfortable. Might be able to adjust the seat pitch or height and fix that a little bit. Or maybe, I don't know if the handlebars will come up any or not. It was really uncomfortable sitting on that thing this morning. And it's bothered my shoulders. and it's bothered my wrist because I don't know how these people that ride those bicycles all curled up and almost in a fetal position do it, man. I'm gonna tell you, that's just miserable. That'd be miserable on my wrists, and whew, I don't like to be miserable. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. All righty, kids. Well, I think we're gonna start winding down. It's been fun talking to you today. And again, if you're out there, be sure and say hello. I'd like to be able to say, like I did with you frostiness this morning, say hello to you and let you know that I appreciate you listening. If you've gotten this far, please, if you haven't already liked the page, whatever it looks like where you're getting this, whether it's on a podcast or it's on video, like it, share it out, please, and subscribe so that you know that when a new one is posting, and you get notified of that. And when you because I know I have my YouTube, I don't have it set to notify me unless the app's open, because I don't like my phone pinging all the time. But when I open the app, I can see that there's been people who've posted new live content or new content generally. And you don't get that if you don't like it or subscribe to stuff. If you need to subscribe to it. So if you like it, if you want to see something different, if you want to hear something different, drop me a note. Go to robinholstein.com and drop me a note or comment on this wherever you're hearing this, and let me know. I focus mostly on running a B&B from your home, food preparation and food storage and things like that, general stuff like that. I'm a generalist. I'm not a specialist. It's part of my issues. So many people are specialists, and I'm not. I do a little bit of all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go, and I do appreciate it, and have a good rest of the holiday weekend for Thanksgiving. For those of us who are celebrating that, I do appreciate you. And if you are not in one of the countries, because I see some of the countries that download the podcasts and stuff. And if you're not in one of the countries that's been celebrating Thanksgiving, hopefully you're getting geared up to start your Christmas celebrations and your decorations and your observances for the coming holy time for those of us who are Christians. And I'd love to hear some of your traditions and things as over the next few weeks as you get ready to celebrate that time. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I'd like to see how you manage your winter time. If you're Jewish, I have a few Jewish friends. They're not real close friends, but how are you facing the coming winter season? If you're of another religion, I'd like to hear how you're gearing up for the winter season. Just let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So I will call it at that. And oh darn, I didn't mean to do that. I'm still not very good at this. 118 episodes, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I do appreciate you, and I'm going to go now, and I hope to hear from you again soon. Take care, and we'll be back Tuesday. See you then. Bye-bye. So, there you have it. Post your comments, do all that boosting, liking, sharing, thumbs up, and stuff that helps spread the word and poke the algorithms. Follow me on most of the big social media platforms and look for my name, Robin Holstein, or Holstein House. Till next time, bye-bye.